Hello, everybody, and welcome to another night of ESL Pro League. We're going to have NiP facing out Na'Vi to start us off. So, a big-time match seeing NiP. They're starting to make their way back into playoff contention. I'm going to have some friends here on the desk, though, to help me out with it. It's going to be Sponge, and it's going to be Pansy. Won't ask how you guys are doing, but is everyone excited for these matches today?
Yeah, actually really am. We saw some great games out of Na'Vi. A bit weird up and down, but you know that Inferno game was really exciting to watch not too long ago. Bit weird on Mirage, but still, you know, it's kind of fun to watch how they're progressing. You know, the ups and downs still certainly there, kind of filling into their own place. And NiP's storyline, again, super exciting to look forward to seeing how that kind of rounds out today.
Yeah, but still, Chad, some ups and downs with them. Still, NiP. Just no help today whatsoever. Let's go straight into the NA standings as Chad collects himself. We'll see how things turn out. If you didn't stay tuned for the matches last night in the NA division, SK was handed their first loss by Optic Gaming. No big deal, they're still in first place. Cloud9's going to follow that up, and same with Team Liquid. So the top six really, I think Optic just kind of climbed into it with that win.
That upsets my fantasy team though, because I went in on SK and that loss was pretty drastic as well.
Yeah, but if you would have had them for the secondary map, which they won 16-7, Lauren, things balance out.
They do.
Positive. I'm really curious who Liquid are going to get as a fifth.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting because they're still, I mean, even Optic has had Freakazoid standing in, then Jason R, so even that roster's not decided. But moving on to rosters that have been pretty much locked in, there were a lot of shuffles to start the season out. But we have North on top, Denmark topping the league, no surprises there. They're very strong in Counter-Strike. Mouse Sports still after that early start, they haven't slipped just yet. The big one, obviously, FaZe is sitting right outside there. Fnatic is sitting outside there. NiP as well. They're all three of them are knocking on the door at 7, 8, 9. That's going to be big. So big implications for the Ninjas today in their matches. This is what you're going to get. The hot match of the week today. It's NiP taking on Na'Vi. That's going to be at Overpass and Cobble. And then on Overpass again is going to be Astralis taking on Kinguin. And they're also going to play on Cash to end the evening.
Cash.
Yes, Cash.
Love Cash.
Do you know there's a rumor from everyone's favorite hacktivist going around right now that Ropes could be joining, or I don't know how you pronounce it, the Estonian kid.
Oh, the one who got titled being the onliner by JW recently.
Or
that guy,
could be trialing for Mouse Sports.
That'd be quite interesting.
You guys are all up to date on your gossip.
I frequent the news section of Reddit.
Do you really? Why in God's name? Let's not even go there. Let's not climb down that rabbit hole. Speaking of rabbit holes, we're going to send it over to Mitch.
Thank you very much, guys. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, at home, if you want to remain part of the conversation both during and after the show, you can head over to facebook.com/ESLCS and at ESLCS on Twitter to see all the goings on here at the ESL Pro League, even after hours. The first match for today is also our hot match for the week. It's going to be NiP taking on Na'Vi. Na'Vi sits in a comfortable third position at the moment, even after splitting a series 1-1 against Hellraisers last night. And their opponents, though, NiP, they're finally out of the danger zone after being in the bottom 3 on the ladder since the start of the season. With Overpass and Cobblestone being the maps for tonight, we'll have to see if NiP can maintain this hot streak or if the lauded period of being in the honeymoon will be over. If Na'Vi, though, can win this one out, they can actually take second spot over Mouse Sports in the league. But now, of course, onto a key player for the match, Draken, the newest addition to the NiP roster on the 13th of March. This is what GetRight had to say about him in an interview with Score Esports. We basically let him do whatever he wants to do and what he feels for. That's the easiest way to start when you have a new player on the team. Interesting that NiP are looking to integrate Draken through allowing him to have some freedom instead of making him conform to a certain role. And so far, I think it's safe to say it's worked well. But will we see Draken pick up the pace today, or again, will this NiP honeymoon period finally come to an end? And of course, you can vote for Draken or any of your other favorite players in our Pay Safeguard fan vote. You can head over to the website down below and choose your favorite to show your opinion. And in the meantime, of course, DreamHack Las Vegas is a couple of weeks behind us, of course, but still, let's have a bit of a refresher at the event that was.
Such a shame. Megas would have taken a lot of damage. Instead, Nafla is going to take Cajun, who was alone. Megas through the throw. The double, the triple.
It's looking great for Optic. 2 more kills, and that's it. They will have knocked out North in this map, and it's just a really good job. It was Cajun doing all 4 kills.
Taco gets him down. No chance for Passion. A strike. Nice shot. Snacks up close. And a straight flash high in the sky. They won't be able to dodge. Means he can go back for more. And he certainly will. Finds a second and a third. Snacks on fire. What a shot!
Or if you come up with something clever like this, Zipnik's gonna make the difference here. He's gonna be looking right over it, mowing down 2 players and no answer from NiP. He's even gonna get a third through the smoke. Just like that, some clever work. And they're going to go for the reboot. Sip getting the 4th kill in. Goes for the spray, and there's the ace. Dennis loves to play aggressive on A main.
Oh my
That's
god.
going to cost him Nico. Nice shot. Don't pay attention. Oh my god, Nico. 3, make it 4, all headshots. Under Shadow.
Some really disgusting plays at Las Vegas at the DreamHack Masters. And I mean, those are all the players we're going to be seeing here tonight, or in this league at least. Tonight we're going to have Na'Vi versus NiP to start us off. And guys, both these teams have gone through periods of struggle, obviously. Is there light at the end of the tunnel for both of them? I think it's safe to say at the moment they're seeing some light at the end of the tunnel.
I'll jump on that, just purely from an individual basis, right? Just to give Chad a second, right? Well, let him really think
Another one. How many is this guy going to get?
Have to talk.
I think there is light at the end of the tunnel, but it's hard to see it being consistent. I'm going to look at NiP, for example, in this factor, right? As soon as they add a new player, everything seems to go right. And it's even when it comes down to individual players, right? You look at Geralt and Forest specifically. Anytime a new player steps into this roster, those two, even just statistically, if you look on HLTV, wherever you want to go, you will see they increase individually by masses. Geralt's barely gone below a 1.2 rating since we've had the new addition of the player coming in of Draken. Same even happened with Disco Doppler when he stood in, I think, when Pitt had the injury. Forest, again, went straight up into positive ratings after having a disastrous time of it. So these guys seem to respond well to having to be refreshed, put back to the grind. So hopefully we get to see that today. But Na'Vi's no different. They seem to be somehow individually stepping up quite nicely as well. Simple had a completely mad game on Inferno just yesterday.
Yeah, he was really good. And I mean, going back to Get as well, I mean, I know that not qualifying for the major, that Vega match really messed him up. I know he came into this year very, very motivated. Chad, what are these two teams looking like for you at the moment?
Yeah, I think Na'Vi have been not reinvigorated, but the way that Andy has now taken the leadership role from a coach position, he will have a bit of a different mantra to Starix. So I think the team is looking better because of that. They look very assertive. They have a lot of when they're playing good Counter-Strike, they're playing very well-organized CT Counter-Strike. And I actually have a clip of that if we can whack her up right now.
I actually have a clip,
I actually
speaking of
have a
which.
clip. Speaking of
That's
the
really
point I'm going to make.
We'll stare and wait for it. There
Here it is.
There it
Okay.
is.
So this is an all-in basically right here by Na'Vi, and what they're going to do is they're going to throw a deep smoke. You've seen it thrown plenty of times. It's actually quite old. Caesar's going to throw this up towards the entrance to playground, and he's going to throw a nice little flash for Simple, who's going to pick out, find some frags, and Edward's also pushing long. Now, the reason I say this is like all-in strat, because if the players are there, you're either going to make the frags or you're not, and luckily they do make the frags, and then you can see everyone goes back to their position. Caesar has to now watch the connector area. Guardian and Flamey also aggressive on the B side of the map too. Normally you'd expect them to play retake when the rest of their players are so aggro, but they're actually going for info on frag, so when you were to retake that B site, if it was B, they'd hopefully have done a little bit of damage. But that's when I think Na'Vi are playing their best Counter-Strike, is when they have a plan on their CT side. When they're stagnant and they're sitting back and relying on individuals, they seem to be a little bit lackluster.
Like we saw in Mirage yesterday.
Yeah, but when they can be assertive and they have plans and they have a little, like all these pocket plays, it really helps them.
Helps to have those individual players as well to actually, be the focal point of those kind of tactics. As well organized as that was as a team, having Simple up there is always fun. Yeah. What is this? What is the thing with Get Right? Like, is it just these older players? Do we see them come and go like in phases, like maybe a little bit lack of motivation? But like, what is it about these guys that allow them to keep coming back?
I actually don't know. I was literally sat there. I was like, okay, it seems like it happens, right? You feel it when you're watching the game. Oh, Get Right's having a good game. Oh, Forest is playing well. And then you go through their match history, and you can categorically see as soon as something changes in the lineup, the massive swing in performance. It's the weirdest thing about how drastically different it is. And whether it be they just have to focus more, they actually have to be fully aware of that new player, have to be mentally in every game rather than just going through the motions. It was something we were kind of discussing yesterday as well, of going through the motions as a player rather than doing it actively, considering what the actual cause and effect is. You just kind of do it because it's a habit. Maybe they have to kind of refresh their minds, just kind of come back into the game with a fresh set of eyes almost, which, everyone knows they're talented. There's no disputing what these guys can achieve, but it feels like there's something just kind of firing them up a little bit.
I think from like an in-game leader, they do it a lot, right? You do your drones, you have your strategies, and you check, the corners you have to check. But you need to make sure that you're picking those corners and you're taking those jewels with the intent of actually shooting somebody. There's no point going through the motions and dotting the I's and crossing the T's, but then not being able to follow through with it. And I think one of the points I wanted to make right now about NiP was, you might see Geralt have a good game, or Forrest have a good game, or this is actually for any team. But you have to put in perspective of why they might necessarily have a good game. If they start on the T side of a map and Get Right can be super assertive and find lots of frags, lots of entries, dominate bomb sites on his own, he's going to have a good score. But if he's on the CT side, they don't have a good game plan, they lose the first gun round, they're on ecos again, he's not going to be able to like find his way into the game. Same thing as if you're holding a site and they never come to you. You're always caught rotating, always caught retaking. It's so much more difficult, right? And that's why for some teams like Virtus Pro, you always have a different player at top of the scoreboard because different things are happening, different styles they're coming up against. They're also able to change their style on the fly. So different players just need to step into that high impact, high frag role.
Yeah, and I think this is the first real challenge as well. If you exclude Fnatic, who of course had their up and downs, they've got their own things going on at the moment, starting to look better overall. This is the first, I guess, real contender that this NiP is going to face. They currently haven't lost since they've had Draken on board. So these guys are clearly doing well. Prior to that, it's been Kingwin. The FaZe loss was still with Pit. They beat an LDLC and Fnatic on top of that. So they're the three big names they've taken so far. Probably not the most premier teams yet. I think Fnatic's certainly on the cusp of it. But Na'Vi, you can't doubt how good they are. Sure, they have off and on days, but these guys are going to at least put Na'Vi through their paces here, especially, NiP, especially on these maps.
Yeah, I mean, and now Draken coming in, I mean, we saw the interview Mitch referenced it, the statement from Get Right where, a lot of people think we're going to bring him into our system, we're going to let him be free, we're going to let him be doing his own thing. What does that mean to you, Chad? Like, what clicks in your brain as an in-game leader when you have someone come in and you're just like, we're just going to let him do whatever he wants, essentially?
That's never the case. That can't be the case. You have 4 other players who need to fit into a system somehow. If the guy's just like, I want to do this every round, everyone else has to adjust, it's like impossible. The idea that he gets to maybe pick his spots and he gets to make his own decisions mid-round, he's not getting like leashed in by threat too much, that's where I can see it coming in. But they're still going to, compromise. Like someone might be not able to hold drop, for example. Yeah. So someone else has to do that role, or someone might really hate holding like long on Overpass. So someone else has to do it, right? I think on this map specifically, we're going to see him be more of a firecracker in the A area on the map, more aggressive, getting to take his own duels, getting to be initiating fights and stuff on the CT side, which is what I think they need. It's more how they used to play when they had Makalele on the team. He used to just sit on that A bomb site and hit some amazing AWP frags. When they would come, they'd execute. He'd always find himself in front of smokes, finding duels, and he was that explosive force. And then the other 4 were kind of the rocks, and they were able to retake and do all the fundamentals. That's what I hope for this team, because I prefer this team with Makalele as opposed to Pit. So if Draken can be more like Makalele, then it's exciting for me.
Yeah, you saw him getting more and more confident playstyle-wise. You see him at the start of the game when he first joined in. He seemed kind of timid, just kind of going through what he's meant to do. It wasn't bad, but you even saw in the scoreboard, he just wasn't quite, making the impact. But then towards the end of it, you started to see him really come into his own, and that was against people like JW. So and Olaf Meister, obviously. So this guy can compete. He's starting to look confident. I'm hoping we see it here, but then again, it could be crushed so easy. You've got Guardian against him, like one of the greats. Simple can pick it up. We've seen, I think, Seized occasionally dabbling with the AWP now. I don't think it's going to be on this map specifically, but still. I think there's a lot to be seen. Eyes towards Draken. But obviously Na'Vi have their own kind of, I guess, burden to bear as well in this. They need to get the wins in. Is
it actually the situation that with a team that has Forrest and Get Right on it, that Draken is the one that we're saying keep your eyes on? Like, is this just a product of the roster change coming in, seeing the new player, or is he this exciting? Is he this, is he shown off enough in terms of skill in his early tenure in NiP to have that kind of a mantle?
I think it's more just out of curiosity, right? It's can he actually keep up with the big boys? It's as simple as that in my eyes, at least. I want to see if he can keep that confidence up, still find room to kind of be aggressive. You see people like Device doing it. You see CertainAwp was able to get away with it, but it's not exactly an easy skill to have, to be that confident, to find those places to play off, to be able to still exploit the opponent. Na'Vi aren't going to give him anything in this. Right. They are a top team, even in their worst days. So for me, it's just how does he find his room in this? How does he break into the tier 1, keep that confidence up, keep making the impact, and then bring everyone else up with him? It's obviously Get Right, and Forrest will always be names up on the top there of any billboard, but still, I just want to see how well he does.
I mean, this is, as an opera, he's someone we've seen, he might have a lot of freedom. We've seen some good plays out of him. We've seen some bad plays out of him. Is it right to give a young player this much freedom, as they say? I know you said it's not possible, but like with NiP coming in, is it right to say you're going to be the next star?
They have to, right? Yeah. I think they need to start building for the future. This team has been together for such a long time, and they have these up and down results. I don't know whether this is going to be a project that puts them back in the top 3 team in the world. If it is, fantastic. If not, I think you want to actually be building it that Draken is on the team after the next roster change. He's not the one getting shown the door. So I think giving him freedom and helping him build as a player and progress to become the best AWP he can be is a good goal. In terms of this matchup specifically, he's exciting to watch because you don't know what he's completely capable of just now. But I think like the combo for NiP, the Freiburg and Exist B-hold is going to be very important. I think they'll be tested a little bit. When you have, I assume it's going to be Forrest and Draken towards that A side of the map and then Get Right doing the swing job between like kind of going wherever he needs to. So I think the B side of the map is we often touch on Freiburg and Exist being, you know, not fragging as much as they should. But this is one map where they actually have a really good combo and they can be rock players and hold it down. So that's something that I think will be really important for NiP. And then on the flip side, for Na'Vi, they've got their 3-man hit squad, Edward, Flamey, and Guardian going over towards A. Yeah. You've got Simple in the connector, and C's just holding that B area of the map. And that's where a lot of the action, I think, is going to take place in early duels. If NiP want to go contest that fight, knowing they're going to be passive, if they have a few moves to, you know, root them out of those safe positions, that's going to be, you know, a big battle.
I actually want to see how much we see the double AWP out from Simple and Guardian, because it seemed to be like a common trend they ran on Overpass for a while. Both of them would play toilets with an AWP, and I actually didn't like it that much. I prefer Simple on the rifle at the moment. He seems to be hitting stuff like, you know, we wanted to see him for a while. I'm hoping they've kind of shied away from that, but it's something they've got in their playbook they can bring out. Again, these kind of like pocket plays that can come through. So hopefully for me, we get to see a bit of that coming out. But yeah, Na'Vi, I don't know. I want to see more from them, and I want to see consistency coming back in with these guys.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we saw yesterday the double up setup on Mirage didn't even come out until it was almost kind of too late. It was kind of like that last-ditch tactic. So really trying to adhere to a strategy that doesn't employ the double up setup. It looks like Navi's trying to do. We're waiting on a couple players. There's like 2 or 3 players that haven't joined the server yet. So that's just what we're hanging out on. And I just wanted to, I mean, one thing we didn't mention to start the show is that we actually have the second segment of Fair Dinkum today.
Ooh.
Yeah, that'll be coming up after, well,
after
in the
first
second
series.
Yeah, in the second series. And
this is
fun stuff for you.
Fair Dinkum. Now, we did look this up. This is actually like a little segment we came up with to help promote IEM Sydney, because we obviously have an Australian on the desk. We thought we'd have him teach us all the cool things. Yeah, a real one. That's pretty cool. So yeah, I know you've kept this week pretty close to your chest. Are you ready to kind of announce what it's going to be, or you want to hold off?
We'll just hold off. It's more fun that way.
Is it?
It's really nice. You like the food on offer today.
I'm waiting for you to literally just come in with like a giant spider in like a box one day and just open it.
Maybe we can organize that.
Don't
Anyone in
do that.
Cologne who has Huntsman spiders?
I'll set fire to this studio. Don't do it.
Lauren's an arsonist. And,
and we'll never work with her again. It's fine.
Okay, what's a good topic we can fill with other than spiders?
I see what you're going towards, and that.
I don't think it's been updated.
Fantasy, yeah, I don't think I'm a little worried. I looked this morning because of the SK loss.
I think we know Chad and I's opinion on this. You were spectating the opening official of Worms between Chad, myself, and Henry today. What did you think of Henry's playstyle? Was it sportsman?
Sportsman-like. I don't want to get involved in this Worms thing. It's like Game of Thrones here. There's a lot of weird sort of
there is some alliances, politics in it, isn't there?
Yeah, and there's politics going on. I'm avoiding it. I'm gonna stick to just watching Battlegrounds pretty much all day long. It's now my life. It's all I live for.
What about Counter-Strike,
so that's it.
The game that we're here, you know,
Chad,
really
should we talk about Worms then again?
Let's stick with Counter-Strike.
Yeah. Yeah, not Fair Dinkum.
It looks like we have 6 people.
Yeah, they're joining up. They're joining up.
Why are they taking so long? Let's talk about this.
Let's talk about
this. I don't want to throw any. Maybe they're deciding on servers. Maybe they're deciding on servers. One of the things which really used to frustrate me when I was a player was when you would organize pracs for a set time and then teams would show up 10 to 15 minutes late.
Or we're going back on this.
Or officials, right? And officials right now, I don't know the circumstance right now. Maybe they're changing server. But when you'd rock up, you know, an official starts at, let's say, 7, right? And then the people start joining the server at 7. The server's been available for 15 minutes, mate. Get in. We start at 7. People are waiting. The people at home, they want to watch. They don't want to watch idiots like us talking. They want to watch the Counter-Strike.
Then I want to see Fair Dinkum.
Yeah,
that's later, though. They'll tune in for that later. Right now, you know, if I was at home, like, let's get into the game. I really watch Na'Vi take on it.
Trust me, we agree. We're not dying to be up here.
We're all deluded.
But it is what it is. You know, Chad?
It is what it is. Yeah, that's a brilliant way to put it. Yeah, well, I mean, that's also... yeah, I really don't have anywhere to go with that one. I think you kind of nailed it on the head there.
Chad is angry.
Let's talk about one thing we can talk about, actually. I can't remember if we're going to get into this a little bit later with Mitch, but we'll just blow it out of the water. You know, Optic bringing in Jason R. How hard is it for a team that has 4 players to have to trial a couple different players who also have to be in-game leaders? Like, how hard is it to find a new in-game leader if you're 4 people looking for one? Because, you know, if you trial someone who's calling tactics for you for 2 weeks, and then you change that to another player who's calling for 2 weeks.
There needs to be like a Tinder for in-game leaders or something, I think.
Okay. So, yeah.
Tell me more about this idea, Chad.
I don't know. There aren't any in-game leaders in
With
North
the
America anymore.
way
I
I've
have no idea.
seen with the way I've seen certain people play Tinder, they'd be picking up every single in-game leader in the world.
Play Tinder. Like that's just a summary of the approach to Tinder. How do you play Tinder? Just the mad swipes?
I don't know. I'm not an active active player. Yeah.
I think I've heard the best strategy is to filter at the match stage.
Oh, so like once you've gone through. So once you've picked up your in-game leader, of course, is what we're referring to, then start to like.
Then you go
work
for
it
like
out.
then you go for the opper.
Take any in-game leader that's available. Just take them. Just pick them up, and then you can vet them afterwards.
So that's what they're doing. They're going for the Tinder approach.
When do they increase the radius of searching so they can go get some in-game leaders?
At the moment, it should already be worldwide.
Yeah.
You'd think it would be all over the place.
Yeah. But no, there does seem to be a massive lack of in-game leaders over in NA right now who've been kind of picked up. What's going on with the Dren? Has there been anything said about him right now?
He's chilling with Mythic. He said in his AMA that he was happy in Mythic. He wasn't going to return a pro player right now. I would say the interesting thing would be someone like a team that actually looks pretty good with an in-game leader is Energy. They have Daps.
They've done surprisingly well in Pro League.
Yeah,
as well.
they're in the top 6 at the moment. He's not that kind of crazy tactical in-game leader who's going to like reinvent the wheel or anything, but I mean he has done a very good job. I've even been critical of him in the past, and to take an Energy team that didn't look like anything last season and have them in the playoff race right now, that's pretty impressive stuff.
Who's on the lineup for them right now? I can't even remember. It's like PTR, right, and those guys for.
Yeah. PDR, Breezy, and Marquis, I think, is in there. Some other people also. But for now, the game is finally ready. So we're going to take it off Tinder, or maybe over to Tinder, and take it over to Henry and Sadicus.
Don't actually have a Tinder account.
Neither do I. Never used it. So.
You definitely have. I actually legit don't. I'm wearing the same shirt as yesterday. I've gone for this new look. I was worried for Chad there.
Go on.
Because he made an excellent point about teams being late by 15 minutes, but I once made a tweet about that. Players lied their face off, up to and including the quote that's built into a config saying waiting for streamers, CLG talking to you, and everyone on Reddit took their side and wouldn't believe me that it's their fault for being late for officials. So careful, Chad. Reddit will jump down your throat even though you are technically correct and professionally in calling them out. So there you go.
I'm glad we cleared that one up. So, Matthew, we had a little debate about this today. We kind of sat down and had a chat who we think would win this game. You were quite firmly on the Navi side of the fence. Could you give your reasons for that?
Yeah, because Navi's better.
Fair enough. And I think NiP is better. So we should have a nice little game here, shouldn't we?
I think you're just fanboy. Subjective versus objective, featuring Sadokist and Henry G.
But what happens when they win? Am I right? Is that right?
No, you're still wrong.
Still wrong. Okay. Well, it's going to be live regardless, and we will find out who wins here on Overpass. A very good map for NiP, especially when they have a good AWP. Remember in my head, Michael, how they came to life on this map? It wasn't traditionally an NiP map, but they actually got much better once they had a dedicated AWP. So let's get into this one. 3 sets of armor. Freiburg, he's got the bit of utility there. They're on the T side for now, and they're throwing some heavy nades towards middle and pushing Guardian back towards the bathrooms. Looks like they're focusing towards long as well. One player towards B, of course, that's Get Right, and they're going very fast up towards long. No care in the world, it seems.
Yeah, I would never care in the world either.
Go on.
Wow. I mean, you just got to throw caution to the wind sometimes. Let your hair down. Have a breeze go through it. Oh, wait, sorry, you shaved all your hair off.
I did.
Guardian, meanwhile, out at front bathrooms, P2000 for him, not the USP. That's why, because he's worth $2,000. I don't know where I'm going with that, but it's a good kill. It's not quite worth that. It is the start, though, the first of this match. Look for a second, another headshot. I'm agreeing with his choice to go back to this pistol. Dinked up that time, though, down to 2 HP does. Throw his aim off slightly, but there's Simple. And Guardian shows up to take force. Anything you want to say now?
Just a bump in the road. It's all going to be fine from this point on. NiP wanted to lose that.
Option, just to point out really quickly, Guardian went on the M4 right away. I thought he'd save for the op, where he would have had 4,300.
Well, he gives the M4 to Simple. That's what he's doing.
And buys a UMP.
So he wants to farm some cash for himself. So Simple drops him the UMP, so gives him a chance to farm that money back, and he gives his best rifler the M4. It does kind of make sense, right? So he can farm. If he gets 2 or 3 kills there, he's straight back in the money. But we'll see what happens as we go forward. Round number 2, a force buy, of course, from NiP. No bomb going down in that pistol round. Again, towards connector this time, and in terms of grenades, they have none. Very difficult to make your way towards the side without even a single flashbang. Let's see whether they can find a pick here. It's going to be unlikely. A very passive hold, as you can see in the minimap right now. Thank you for bringing that up. It's going to be Guardian, Simple, and Edward towards the A side of the map, and we'll see whether they can hold them off. With the rifle and player in the hands of Simple as well, I think this should be quite a simple task for them. Guardian spots one. Let's get right towards long. He knows he's got a deagle. He's going to be not going to win this duel necessarily, but Guardian still wants a slice of it.
Back out, Guardian, his chance to farm, a little bit slow to react that time. Freiburg's gonna walk into the site as well. and it's 3 kills. Forest gets Edward.
Anything you want to add to this round?
It's just giving them a false sense of security.
Okay, we better stop.
Everything is fine. Look, if they keep it simple, stupid, if they just kiss, everything will be fine for Na'Vi.
Well, unfortunately, no one's alive to kiss. Flamey gets 1, takes down Draken, but that's quite a clean sweep. I was going to say, NiP had no grenades to work with then, but they got through the bathrooms, and it was a very passive hold from Na'Vi, and maybe that was to their detriment. Didn't really have the range of those UMPs to challenge the Tech-9s and Deagles. Got picked off 1 by 1, and the running gun technique with the Tech-9 allows us to get onto that site and find every frag needed. As we go to number 3, another force buy. We had some crazy games yesterday in terms of the force buys. We're going to have Deagles, CZs, and UMPs here for Na'Vi. Got a couple of smokes to work with, some flashbangs as well. They've got an aggressive setup towards middle. It's Guardian, very good with the Deagle. Let's see if he can find an opening here, as he does get grenaded off slightly, but does see the head there of Forest. Can't connect just yet. Freiburg and Draken trying to challenge him. Takes significant damage though.
Guardian does do decent damage, in fact, onto that of the Opera on the opposing side. The Dragon. Someone will slay the Dragon tonight. But as I always say, Henry, you gotta slay a few dragons to get to the princess. Seized and Simple, starting off well with the pistols again this time. They're gonna try and turn it around. Mavericks tag down to 44, but will hold true to get the kill onto Seized. It leaves them still though 1 man up, and 2 UMPs grabbed as well.
Well, they certainly have a chance of getting those initial frags, and NiP trying to claw the way back into this round. Exist doing a good job there to find Simple. A huge scalp to take, and the outcome of this round is going to be now Forest making his way towards the A side. Does spot Guardian, who's low HP, 27. He should be going down here. The advantage back towards NiP, and Forest gets control of the A bombs at this point. Edward going down as well. That should be round secured. Got a bit dicey there at one point. The first 2 frags going in favor of Na'Vi, but now it's just down to poor old Flamey in a 3 versus 1 situation. The only good news I can really give him is that 3 players are low HP, and he still has to defuse this bomb as well without a kill. He has 1 flashbang to work with here. If he gets 2 kills, that'd be worth it. That'd pay off the debt for the UMP and just damage the economy further of NiP. So let's see whether he can get anything rolling here. But smoked out of position, this is looking very good for NiP at this point. Not really much he can do. He'll wait for the smoke to dissipate, try and hold as many players as he can towards that bomb. That's certainly an interesting idea. In terms of saving this weapon, it's not going to do much for him going forward. Yes, he has the arm and the UMP, but his teammates will be on a full eco. It's going to be more valuable for him to see if he can take anyone down in the process, but looks like he'll be bailing out regardless. Round number 3 will be going in favor of NiP, and it's going to be 2-1 in their favor.
Freiburg backs away. Flamey's going to save the UMP at the very least, but it gives NiP a second round. Remember the node as well. If Na'Vi are able to win this, they'll slide into 2nd place in the league. If NiP win this, they'll have come back from being down 0-6 and be fully in contention, all because of a dragon.
Well,
do you know what Draken's girlfriend's name, by the way?
Go on.
Daenerys.
Right, is that a Game of Thrones thing?
Hey, well done.
There we go. Well, 1 UMP saved. It's going to be Flamey with that one. Like we said, full eco for the rest of his teammates. A full B stack. Quite a common option for CTs these days as well. We normally advise you do not rush B in this situation. It's going to be a duel there with the SMGs. Draken coming out on top, takes down Flamey, the only player who had any sort of equipment that round. He finds Sue, finally taken down by Seized, who picks up the fallen UMP of Flamey. And get right now. He knows there's a B stack, and calling for his teammates to come over. Should be some simple frags, so I'm just trying to farm some cash. He's the only player with the UMP, so makes sense. Picks up 1, takes down Guardian, and spots Simple as well. Takes a bit of damage there as he drives by, but Simple does take down Forest.
That's going to be still around that Freiburg grabs from Simple. So Forest and Draken lost. Draken with 2 kills before going down, as now has 7,600 as we head into the gun rounds. Expect an AWP onto him. T-side, it doesn't matter. He's got it.
Yeah, that's the good thing about Draken. We've kind of discussed this to no end with the old NiP. Like, it was like Forest on the T side, then Pitt on the CT side. It wasn't really an established role. Forest is an okay AWP. He's decent, but he's certainly not a superstar. And Draken, that's why they brought him in, to try and find their Swedish AWP who can just do this role on both halves and really run with the weapon. But let's see what he can do here. No AWP up against it, which is good news for him, I guess. Up against Guardian, one of the world's absolute best. He'll be down to an M4 here after the 4 spies in the initial sectors of this game. Only 1 kit and a very limited amount of utility as well. They've got 5 M4s, only 2 smokes remaining once we hit the 1:30 mark, and 3 flashbangs to welcome. So a huge advantage overall for NiP, I would say, in terms of the weaponry and in terms of map control to kick things off. Freiburg's made his way towards the end of connector. Establishes no CT presence there whatsoever. But look at Seized. He's actually pushed Monster as well. This is looking very beneficial for him. They'll have no idea.
Get right.
Yeah, he's spotting Monster tunnel still as well, so he'll have no idea this is going on.
He's going to get wronged.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about that spicy meatball?
Yeah, that's good.
Thanks.
Well, Get Right falls back and sees now. He heard some footsteps. He's going to look to go towards T-spawn. This might not seem like a big deal right now, but this could come back and bite NiP. They haven't checked T-spawn properly, but oh, there it is, the free frag. Now Caesar needs to get the hell out of there. It was a difficult round for them overall in terms of the buy. They've lost all their utility, but they have found a really valuable pickup there. Get Right goes down. Everyone knows against when they're playing NiP, Get Right is normally lurking towards this side of the map. If you just find him by himself and you kill him, you can almost assume they'll be going towards A. The response comes in, NiP come back through connector. They're trying to fight C's. You have to see they're expending so much utility just to take him down here. They have found it towards Monster Tunnel. 5 on 4, 25 seconds left. They have to go towards B at this point, and they keep getting picked off by C's.
Splash. Oh, does have to look away. Forrest times that one to perfection. That allows Freiburg to enter in. He's, one of his better maps, I have to say. Very good in the entry still on Overpass, specifically coming in from the sandbags, as we see there. Flamey swings in the right time. Spray controlled. Forrest goes down. And it's now 2-3. Na'Vi clawing back slightly after the lost eco forced by in the second round.
Well, there it is. All comes down to C's in that one. Getting that monster push in. You can see Get Right was watching it. He had no real idea that could be a possibility. And to be fair, it was just down to a few seconds of timing there. The fact he goes back and at that point C's capitalizes, finds that kill, falls back, funnels him back in towards B. Very nice stuff from him. And it's going to be round number 6 coming in. We do have an Orphan Guardian this time, and he likes to be aggressive on his play. He's actually heading towards B this time. And simple, Chad explained this tactic on the deck. This is something they do. The smoke comes in from middle, and the flash comes in as well. But Draken, he takes down Edward. That was towards long. That's interesting. Just as simple is pushing towards that fountain area. Edward's pushing towards long as well. He's hoping the attention will be towards middle, but he gets picked off. So nice awareness from Draken. No picks for Na'Vi whatsoever. And it's a 5 on 4, this time in favor of the Ninjas.
Exists. Try and work back out toward long now as well as he wraps around. Yeah, gets rotated toward that position in the hands of Guardian. Who also is being posted by that of Draken. Ooh, jump shot. Ooh. Guardian nails it. You want to kill a dragon, just hire a Guardian. Forced to walk through and take down Seized. Does still give them the man advantage, but Guardian is having absolutely none of that.
He certainly isn't. 45 seconds remaining. It's a 3 on 3. Guardian finding 2 picks for Na'Vi to bring them back into contention for this round. Freiburg towards short. It looks like they will be finishing up towards the B side of the map, but that's where Simple is waiting. The bomb will be dropped towards water for now. It's quite a passive hold from Na'Vi. They do have Guardian patrolling towards that A site, and the other 2 players at B. So Freiburg, you said he was good at the entries. Not quite good enough, I'm afraid. Flamey takes him down, and that's going to be advantage for Na'Vi once again.
Simple will sit toward the jungle. Get Right does manage the shot, but Flamey, a perfect trade. Leaves them just to find Forrest, who will use the smoke to his advantage that's inside of heaven and get closer to the entry point. That could catch them off. It could actually isolate them if they don't time this well enough, if they don't consider it on their entry. Guardian, I don't imagine, is going to move, which makes it hard.
Hello.
Oh, this is it. This is exactly it. They have, that's amazing. I was going to say they have to consider that position because he could have isolated them in that situation. But Guardian checked it, and I think it would have been traded with that kind of swift, I guess, the speed by which he found that angle. So actually, ooh, he didn't even see him until he jumped up.
That actually makes a lot of sense by Forrest, right? He knows the guy is going to be coming in from a particular area. The fact that the players walk past him, you almost assume they're not going to check it. He'll be calling, this is clear, I'm walking to the bomb site now. He must move towards Monster. That's what Forrest is banking on at that point, and he's hoping to see both players on the screen before he strikes. He has no idea what Guardian is, so that's why he wanted to wait. It was actually a very intelligent decision, and lucky the Guardian came from heaven and found him there. I actually like that play a lot, but it's going to be 2 rounds in a row now for Na'Vi. A forced buy for NiP, and let's just rush B, boys, towards Monster Tunnel. Get me Molotov out, push through. Entry kills required. They get the first one. Exist, takes down Seized.
Good spray back from Flamey. Forrest getting him immediately after, and a bomb plant coming in means they've got 4 men to fight off. Just Guardian and Simple. Not the easiest 2 people in the world to hold off, though, is it?
Certainly not. And with this AWP as well, it's always a factor. They have no kits, though, at this point, Matt. I would say save these weapons. You haven't really established your economy yet. It's been quite tense rounds with the tight clutches as well. So they will be saving the weapons at this point. That was what we call a contact play from NiP. You had a limited buy. You had 2 AKs, maybe 3, and 2 Tech-9 as well, limited in the grenades. A lot of teams throw this in. You send all 5 players towards Monster Tunnel. You're walking until a CT either grenades you or chucks an incendiary. Then you're bursting. And this comes down to pure fragging at that point and Exist. Not known to be the biggest frag on the team, taking down 2 big names of Na'Vi, makes his way into the bomb site. As we're saying that, though, Simple is causing some damage to the retreating terrorists there, falling back from the bomb. He finds 2 kills to stay alive. The problem is Guardian goes down in the process, so they lose that valuable AWP. A little replay for you of Simple finding his exit frag, so nice work from him. But ultimately, this has to be an eco. If they save that AWP, they'd probably force around this. I would suggest at this point, it's not worth it. It's going to be 4-3 in favor of NiP, and they are going to force. Okay, this is an audacious play. So they get 2 M4s in total. Out of 3 as well. It's not horrendous, but it's Guardian without any armor. That's a huge problem. And there's 2 players with almost nothing. Just PT50 to the CZ. Molotov towards short to stop any aggression there. And Simple, we're trying to lock them out with our flash and smoke combo just to stop that contact play coming in once again.
So GetRight gets toward the sandbag position to make sure no one's going to push through. He likes to play this position frequently. He'll sit inside this little cubbyhole at construction and hear anything going on inside of the site.
So a boost should be coming in here. The reason they did this is the exact same reason why C's pushed Monster on that previous round. They're up against it. It's a difficult round for them. Ooh. And Simple spotted, but the jump shots come in. He headshots him through the wall. He takes him down to 9 HP as well. They wanted to get the kill. The alley-oop might be coming in. There it is. Nice work from Na'Vi.
That's so sick. I'm sure Simple checks that knowing GetRight goes there as well, because GetRight goes almost every single round to get information. Edward, just the pistol, P250. They haven't checked this bathroom position. They're going to walk by him. That gives him a chance to actually strike. Spot striking, double headshot. Down goes the op. Out front gets another. Oh, and a dink on the third. The P250 of all weapons does massive damage.
Wow, these rounds have been brutal, and Forrest knows it as well. He throws away that IWP. He doesn't want to give it to the team. And you can feel like they're kind of submitting in this round at this point. It's going to be Freiburg, who was caught in the collateral damage there as well. The P250 finding 2.5 kills. That's absolutely nuts from Edward. Very well played indeed. And Drake can caught that position once again. You can see his back turned towards bathrooms. A lack of awareness there, I have to say. And it's going to be Simple to strike once more as he takes down Forrest. There's poor old Freiburg now. He's got the bomb. Only 20 seconds and Guardian finishes things off there. A rough round. And I have to say, Na'Vi being assertive there once again. Like we said, C's was doing the same job before, pushing towards Monster. This time the boost comes in. And let's see, did it go for the wall? That's actually a clean ding as he jumped.
Clean, the first bullet over the top. And then, as you said, Forrest.
Alley-oop.
That's the best episode of 2.5 Men I've seen since Charlie Sheen got AIDS.
Good Lord.
That was very good to get 2 kills and an assist in that situation.
4-4. P250s, Deagles, Glocks, nothing to speak of. And this should be one of the few EKs you've actually seen here. Been a lot of force buys. And now Na'Vi, a chance to increase that lead. Should be to 5-4 here, but they did lose to the Tech Knives before, but that time they had armor. So towards connector we go once again. One player's made out towards long. That's going to be GetRight. We have got Freiburg towards middle as well, and another passive hole coming in. No orb this time for Guardian, but that's not really going to be an issue here. Before they're up against Tech Knives, they had a mixture of UMPs and 1M4, I believe it was. So that's why they struggled at range. This should be a lot more of a solid hold.
Guardian will sit back. They know they're up against the pistols, so it'll be the rifle he'll use instead. GetRight's gotten very close. I expect one of the few flashes they have will head in the direction now, but they've dodged it out perfectly. Simple's able to get the shot on GetRight. And Guardian still stands. He's got to find the headshot. Finally does on the Draken. Not a headshot, but gets the kill nonetheless.
Yeah, Guardian's actually really decent with the rifle. It's a great asset to have as an AWP, but to be proficient on the rifles as well. Obviously, you can't buy the AWP every single round. And Guardian is one of those players, along with Kenny, I have to say as well, who are very good with the rifles, along with the AWP as well. Alu certainly falls in that category as well, some of the names that come to mind. But as we go forward, it's round number 10. That was an eco for an NiP. Still not fully recovered. You can see Drake, and yes, he's got the AWP, but no utility to go with it. Forrest is down to the SMG as well. We'll see whether they can pull a round back. This has been quite a fast half so far. I reckon going to be challenging Guardian, but smoked out once again, sorry, and now to face towards Playground. Guardian falls back. He is on the A side of the map this time. The bombs in connector.
Exist. Going to check every possible angle as he heads up the stairwell. Guardian, that's actually quite cool. You don't see that jump too often. Just trying to spot through the windows in the bathroom, but any bit of information, just goes to show you how vital information is that they consider that. Might as well. Seems obvious to those who play the game, but to those who don't, that's what information will do. Good flash out. Guardian tries to face into it in case there was a peek. They want him to turn. So even though he gets blinded up, he can move while blinded, but he's expecting that they were going to pre-peek the flash to try and get the shot, so he actually stared into it despite seeing that thrown.
He's also baiting in Simple as well, which is something to note. So Guardian firing off shots there quite wildly. He's just trying to suggest, I am here. If you're going to try and push for us, you have to try and focus all your flashbangs towards me. Don't even check that corner. It's going to be fine. Get me down first. And Simple going to be going a little bit wider this time, using that smoke to his advantage for now. Pushes into the bathrooms. We'll see those smokes go over as well. He's almost guaranteed a free kill here. Nails the shot towards GetRight, looking for a bit more. Does damage towards Forrest as well. Actually funnels him towards the A side of the map. That's what Guardian will be waiting. They find 2 frags in return. A chance for an NiP here.
Guardian in the smoke gives himself up. Exist is there easily to take him down. Freiburg Gets one on Seized. Back and forth game. Great pace to it, I have to say, so far. And it's Flamey that has to clutch back. Can't do it. Forrest will put him down. That's going to leave us at 5s.
I thought that would be the perfect play there from Simple. To be fair, I think had he stayed in his position there, being baited in by Guardian, it'd be more beneficial in the big picture of the round. The fact he gets 1 kill and potentially could have had more as well, that was great. But I think that bait setup they had going with Guardian as well, he could actually help Guardian. He pushed through the smoke, was actually locked out. Guardian had to fall back to the site where the full wall of smoke was down as well. They're actually so isolated from each other at that point. I think they should have stayed together and tried to get more frags on a team basis. But here we go then, round number 11. Another force by coming in. PT50 for Seized. Famous for Flamey, but the AWP for Guardian is still ringing true. 5-5, you're absolutely right. It has been a fast-paced game and quite an exciting one as well. Some interesting plays coming in, some good boosts and pushes coming in, and another pushing coming once again from short. It's going to be Flamey and Seized looking to make more PT50 frags here. Actually got all the way through as well. Get Right's waiting for them. Does he pick up a frag here?
Not quite. But watch Drake and door open, spots at least one, tries to fire into it, and Flamey gets the response. Down goes the op. Exist. Smoke in front of him will spray to make sure no one's holding the angle, but hasn't elected to get the op.
You can see how proactive Na'Vi are in these rounds. So they need to find kills. I think they've done it 3 times now and found the first frag every single time. So that's actually very good for them, and they keep going with it as well. Simple spots one through the smoke there, pulls the trigger a little bit too early. Probably could have waited a bit longer there, but going for the wall bang regardless. Still yet to land any damage, and a leg shot comes in from Guardian towards Exist. I think that's from Guardian in heaven as well. So he'll try and respond with a little bit of damage himself. It pulls off, and it's going to be very nice work from Exist. Not known to be an AWPer, and that's great thinking on his feet at that point. So 4-on-4. Flashbangs come in. 30 seconds remaining. You'd assume it will be a B-side commitment.
Assume so. Simple gets there in time. Does find one. Gets the second as well on the repeat. We talked about this double op potential. He and Guardian bring. This time picked up, carried over, but it's still going to be Forced with a chance. Getting closer. Seized. Has the headshot angle.
I really like that from Exist after getting legged. Still has the bravery to face with the AWP. Takes down Guardian. That's the cue to strike at that point. But Simple, he picks up the fallen AWP and manages to take down 2. And at that point, the round was over. It's going to be 6-5 now. Another reset round for NiP. The bomb did not get planted, so they only get $1,400 in this round. Has to be a full eco, but a Mac-10 comes in for Get Right. No armor to go with it, so I'm interested to see what he's planning on doing with that. Very unlikely he can find a frag, all things considered, but let's see where he decides to go. Connector for now, trying to get some close range action. Maybe use Exist a bit of bait there to manage him to get a little bit of space. Goodbye, Freiburg.
Nah, he does find it. Does get the headshot.
Yeah.
I was snapping my eyes between 2 objects. That's how fast he was. So all for naught. Freiburg going out in that direction. Can't find much other than the fact that, okay, confirmed op is where we would expect it to be, given that it is Guardian. I have to say, he and Fallen tend to play long consistently, whereas Device used to be a lot more dynamic on this map. Gets another 4 spots, and he's the next to line up. Exist goes down. It won't be an ace, but it could be 4. It won't be. It's going to be 3. Edward and Simple chiming in immediately after.
Yeah, Guardian's having a hell of a game here, along with Simple as well. That's always a scary prospect going up against Na'Vi. Currently on 13 frags. Guardian, same story for Simple as well. Both with 7 deaths, so...
I can't remember if I have Flamey or Guardian on my fantasy team. I think I have Guardian.
That'd be good.
I think I actually dropped Guardian and took Flamey. I can't remember.
Well, we'll find out later. We'll leave that on a cliffhanger. It's going to be NiP with another buy here, but still weak. This game has been very back and forth. Money not really established for either side, but it's going to be Tech9's UMP. So Smoke towards middle to kick things off. Same push coming in from Na'Vi. Smoke to take the vision away from T steps. Torres flashes through as well. He's trying to go aggressive here. You might find a frag. Missing out very narrowly there. I thought he was going to land that shot, but now a chance to reposition using the smokes, get a boost in. Fumbling at it slightly, but Simple is now set up. You can see bathrooms and the connector position at this point. He's actually got a ton of information. Back towards B we go once more. Guardian pushed off towards Monster, trying to get the first frag. This could work out very nicely for him. It's very difficult to flash this player. Oof.
Nearly gets out with the off time. Nearly gets reset for the bags as well, but Flamey getting 2 will eventually get put down. And what that does is leave us on to 3s as Edward swings out, finds the headshot onto Exist. Bomb goes down to the smoke, needs to find that as well. Can't get set for the exit, but Seized will as he gets ever up the catwalk. Let's see what the new boy can do. Draken, he's got the first. Appropriate that there's a dragon on his op, but he won't find much more with smoke in front. They breathe flames, but smoke usually doesn't follow. This is not good for him. In fact, it's even worse. Seas goes through and says, welcome to the big leagues, son.
He certainly does. Knife through. I think they knew they had tagged him at that point, and all Draken can really do from that position is spam the smoke, hope for the best, and we have a nice little replay there of it as well. So money in the bag for Caesar, like we said. Money not really established with his side. That gives him $1,500. That's not bad at all. And there's the opening pick there from Guardian. He is very good at that position. That's pretty much his headline position on this map, I would say. Very good at hitting those crossing over shots. This is the 3K. And a pause comes in. Guardian's stats there. 13 kills, 8 deaths, 114 ADR, not bad at all. He's only had to buy 1 AWP so far, Matt, and he's had 6 kills of it, so that's all right. Not too bad. Another eco for NiP, though. The bomb does get planted for them that previous round on a 3rd stage loss bonus, but still not going to be enough to buy here. That's $2,400 with the extra 800 ejected. So on average, they have about $3,500 per player. That's why they're taking the tactical pause at this point. I can confirm Threat is in the coach spot. There's a lot of kind of rumors and kind of gossip going around as to what his position is in the team right now. He hasn't been to like some events, and then he seems present in online games as well. He definitely still is the coach, but it's interesting to see his role, how much influence he actually has. In online games, obviously he can call, but is that beneficial to the team? Obviously going forward, he can't do that. But here we are, round number 14. Tactical pause. 1 more round to go. I would say take a partial buy here. Get the Tech-9's armor up. Few grenades, maybe go for an execution towards B. That could work out quite nicely. Almost guaranteed the bomb. You do the full wall of smokes, flashes as well. Molotov the barrel's position. Let's try to get that bomb down. You get the loss bonus at 4th stage and the bomb next round as well. Be a decent buy going forward. And that looks like it's going to be coming in. We'll be unpaused momentarily. I can confirm it's 2 Tech-9s, a Deagle, P250. Get right yet to buy. Get right's having a pretty quiet game, I have to say, man. He's on 4 kills, 10 deaths. He's known to have that lurking role on this map towards the B side by Monster and Short as well. Almost everyone knows how NiP play. No, that's what he's going to be doing, right? So you know the positions he plays and his tendencies. And I prefer him on Overpass, certainly, to be more part of the fragging unit and kind of using his aim and his skill to be part of the team instead of trying to do the same old kind of lurk towards B.
Yep, I would agree with that. Forrest leading the way with 12. Is only that of a single frag behind both Guardian and Simple. Flamey's not far off that with 11. So even if I had Flamey in my fantasy team, Henry, it's still enough that I'll be able to pass all 3 of you that are in front of me. Smoke. Covers off the front of bathrooms all the way over from the B side.
It's quite cool. Get right through that from outside Monster towards bathrooms.
There might be, if you could see it coming over from the A side, depending on where you're playing, there's a tell on where it's thrown from, obviously, when you see it coming through the sky. But in the chance that they haven't, what do they work with? Set for Molotovs. 3 go toward the connection point. The rotations will be thwarted by the better flash. Flamey caught out, pistols in. How is it that teams, when they play with speed and tactical execution, are so swift? Pistols just lend themselves to being able to run and gun in such fashion with a fast execution, I suppose, but it does now mean that NiP have a bomb down, a gun picked up, and a 1-man advantage in a post plant with Get Right as well, and a Tech-9 inside of the water position, the pit, as he finds 2 as well. They walk into his crosshair. It's all on a Guardian in a 1 versus 4.
Yeah, what did I tell you? That B execution will be very difficult to hold off. The run and gun potential of the Tech-9s, it overwhelms Na'Vi at that point, but Guardian does hit a shot here, trying to find a couple more. He's safe from the blast radius in this area. Just seeing if he can find a couple more kills. Might find Freiburg. Can't quite land the shot, and it's going to be Get Right to take him down. Apparently not. Guardian's so close in those close-range encounters. Very good stuff there. And it's going to be 2 players surviving for NiP, but around they steal away. That was just a partial buy with Tech-9s and P250s. Full execution towards B, overwhelming the CTs. That's going to be 8-6 as we head into round number 15.
Just waiting for the stream to catch up with us. Slight delay, obviously, as it goes online. I think the Guardian may have actually hit the flick on the second player as well as he was retreating into the halls through the wall. I didn't see the HP beforehand. Guardian, meanwhile, though, this round goes aggressive. And finally, Draken. He did hit him, but Draken gets some luck to win the battle, win the exchange. Simple wants to try and make up for it. Edward, though, does get exist. Simple gets nothing. Freiburg finds him, and Edward's still desperate to try and play it through in the lower tunnels. Yeah, Guardian did hit him. I'm just seeing the replay now. The wall bang hit Get Right down to 47 from, I think, 90-something. That's pretty impressive, actually.
We'll see whether NiP can bring this round in their favor. It's currently a 4-on-3, and Not much B-side commitment. Flamey's towards connected, to be fair, so we can patrol towards that area. This is a big kill, though. Freiburg capitalizes, almost guarantees the round at this point. It's down to Edward and C's. Two are together, but unfortunately on the wrong side of the map. It will be NiP making their way towards B. Good news is we have one playing connected. That's still going to be Edward. And he has to be the difference maker here. We can see C's as well, pushing towards CT mid and actually getting towards T-spawn. NiP haven't really capitalized with the time they've had. Obviously, have no information as to where the remaining CTs are. Let's try to stick in the unit. That's the right thing to do. All 4 players can have a lot of refrag potential in this instance, but Edward, I actually like this position towards sandbags.
Smoke out to cover off the gap on the platform where the bomb shall be planted. Wide plant as well because they don't have sandbags, but Edward's got one already. As they try and get back inside of it, they'll fight forward as a result of this, though. Edward needs the ace. And that plant in the gap means they can also play from the drain pipe inside a monster. They can hold from all the wide facets. That mean you've got to commit a lot further to get the retake underway. Edward, smart rotation, goes back toward monster, though. Does find Drake, and knowing that the plant means he's likely toward that direction, but he's not looked to bags get right. Really gave him a chance. The crosshair was there. The gun wasn't drawn.
Yeah, that was a little bit clumsy at the end there, but the NiP do pick up the round. So a very back and forth game there, Matt. Similar to what we saw yesterday at the Mouse Sports game. Lots of forced by victories there. A scoreline, not really much separating this team. It will be 8-7 in favor of Na'Vi. On the CT side of Overpass here, we'll switch over the halves and we'll take a quick break. Do not go anywhere.
Hot match of the week is certainly heating up. 8-7, as close as you like. Plays from everyone, pretty much. Simple. Good secondary opping. Guardian, great primary opping. Draken's been all right.
Yeah, well, he's been getting picked off
slow.
a lot, to be fair. At the start of the round, he's been caught out of position, not covered, watching his flanks, for example, being quite vulnerable in certain areas. I haven't been overly impressed. Like, he was unlucky in that situation. Not really much he could do, to be fair. But yeah, it's been a very good game. NiP getting bailed out with a few Tech 9 rounds, I have to say. The second round forced by, and that one just towards the end as well. Very impressive, but still, now we do have the lead here. It's going to be 8-7 as we head into the second half. And here's the stats. We'll have a look. We said Get Right was quite quiet, but he picked it up towards the end. 7 kills and 11 deaths. We've got Forest on 12, and looking towards Na'Vi as well, of course. It's Guardian. We talked about it recently on the desk. Finding some great form right now. Hasn't quite returned to like those godlike levels, but still posting very good numbers here against NiP. Simple not far behind on 13. And the second half, the pistol especially, going to be very exciting, I think. Na'Vi had a clean sweep in the first half. Can NiP give them the same sort of treatment as we get ready to jump into this one?
We should jump back in pretty quick. We definitely have a bit of time that the players are allowed to take advantage of. So that should mean we'll be underway anytime.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, you get like a minute usually just to kind of recalibrate yourself, discuss what you're going to do in the pistol round. Obviously, you've got coaches here present and online games who can call if you really want them to. I would say that's not really beneficial going forward. You can't do that in a LAN environment. But you can just kind of discuss what you want to do. Let's talk about Overpass in general. A lot of teams favor towards that B side. We did see NiP actually going very quickly towards long for that reason. A lot of teams like to stack in terms of the CT side towards B to stop the rushes coming in. They took control of long, went towards Bathrooms, got completely wrecked by the 1 bullet of that P2000 of Guardian. Very good with that pistol. And you can do simple set pieces as well. 2 smokes is normally all they're required. You smoke twice on the bomb site, 1 towards Heaven and 1 towards the CT entrance. Bomb down, very difficult to retake at that point. Or you can go for a straight up rush towards B as well if you want. Na'Vi though, CT side, can choose to push in towards the middle area. We'll see what they bring to the table here. We are just waiting for this one to get underway. Nice little balloons there. It's your birthday this week, isn't it, Matthew?
Yeah, Friday.
Are you having balloons and
No,
ice cream and stuff?
absolutely not.
No? What are you going to be doing?
Going to the Nürburgring.
Sounds like your ideal day.
Yep, it'll be good.
What are you, 22?
Yeah, I wish. I wish I was. 22 would be a good age to go back to. I didn't have many heroes back then.
Oh, always a slave to the meme. Anyway, it's going to be half 2 coming in as we get into it. Round number 1, the buys will be here. It's going to be Guardian with Armor, same story with Flamey as well. The Superman, I was expecting this. Na'Vi do like to bring this to the table. 2 smokes, like I said, that's quite standard these days. You normally go towards the B site, send that Flamey in first with the Tech 9 and Armor. He'll go towards short. Smokes on the bomb site. Can go towards A as well, obviously, but it's more favored most of the time to go towards the B side of the map. We'll see where they end up. Get Right's getting aggressive towards middle. He's looking for a bit of aggro here. Will spot Edward, but can't land the shot just yet. As we get into...
Simple's in the lower halls. He'll start to push up as well. Flamey's got the Tech 9 beside him. It's seized on the Glock. That has done decent damage to exist from way downtown. Shooting threes like Reggie Miller. Flamey's going to head back over. Try and clear up Bathrooms. Guardian's already up long, so they've covered all approaches early on, but leaving B, ooh, I thought Forrest was just going to keep on going and going. Like the Energizer Bunny, get toward T-spawn, realize they're all on A, and then the rotations could come in early. That information alone, though, is going to encourage at least one player back toward A. Get Right spotting them should solidify the fact that they need to be ready and anticipating an A hit.
Yeah, it will be the A-side attack. The smoke's coming in towards City Spawn and Bank as well. Get Right needs to make a decision now. Does he keep committing to this pick? He does. It gets taken down. It's up to Draken now to at least find a kill. He can't get it. That's 2 kills in favor of Na'Vi. Bomb will be planted. Smoke still present as well. And Flamey using that Tech 9 to great effect as he finds the 3rd kill and potentially the round as well. No kits are better for NiP. They had 5 sets of armor going into this round. Very difficult retake. Almost impossible. I'm going to say it. Not really much they can do in a scenario. Take an absolute blunder from Na'Vi to give this round up at this point. 5 kills to find and a bomb to defuse with a full 10 seconds. Very unlikely, but Forrest is starting the campaign. He gets 2 headshots. Can he find more? My God, is it doing it?
That's lovely, and they've got the defuse. 10 seconds. Flamey has to pull this back. They don't know he's out toward long. They've already cleared this position. He's missed a lot of shots, but it's a Tech 9, and in the end, it's like a little SMG. So he'll take down 2, and Na'Vi will get their 9th round.
They gave it a good crack. Fair play to the retake there. A 5-on-2. They bring it to a 2-on-1 in their favor. They just assume the player in that kind of, the bomb's planted, he soon to be towards Bathrooms. It's Flamey left in the 2 versus 1. He comes from long, and it works out nicely. Like you said, it is like a mini SMG. It's got so many bullets in that clip. You've killed 1 player, you've still got 10 more to go to find the 2nd as well. With the armor, he's like a little tank at that point. So it's going to be round number 2, 9-7 in favor of Na'Vi. Not a full force buy from NiP here, which I like. It seems to be coming into fashion now. You're not fully investing into this one. So Draken, of course, he wants to get it all on the first gun round. So just Forrest and Freiberg who are fully committed. They've got head armor and a Deagle and 5-7 respectively. Freiberg's pushed off towards short. Getting nice and close range to the 5-7, hoping someone walks into his crosshair. I don't think they'll be coming in, but Seized is there. Be quite silly for him to walk on that position by himself. The aim of the game in anti-ecos or anti-force buy rounds is to make sure you have refrag potential. That's even better though. Guardian gets the first kill, takes down Draken, one of the players who didn't fully invest. And this is a nice little boost coming in towards the connector area. Forrest takes a bit of damage there. Here's the boost I'm talking about. Exist, just getting boosted up from short. He can see in towards connector, hoping to get a cheeky kill and fallback. Might not come in though. We'll see where it works out for him. There is a player rotating in. That's going to be Simple. And, oh, he thinks better of it. And they'll fall back. It's just with the Forest now, who's alone on the A site, needs to start hitting some 1-digs.
Ooh, Simple. Good shot onto Forrest. Tracer cut. Leaves her dead. Forrest. Gone. Bomb enters. It'll be planted default slightly to the right side of the gap, which is for safety reasons, I'm sure. Doesn't want to get spammed down by a Deagle through the boxes, but Edward does have the position covered off. Even if they were to be in bank stairs, he'd be there with the UMP, and they are certainly not. They're actually dwelling out toward mid, waiting for the exits to try and pick up guns for the next round. That will be carefully sorted by C's. Does take a slight amount of damage. Get right. Wait a second longer. May have had the shadow drop given away to him, but Simple's going to find him, and the last remaining is Exist. Again, still trying to find a gun.
Yeah, good luck with that one. Guardian, once again, continuing his great form with the rifles we saw in the first half as well. Didn't solely rely on the AWP, and it's going to be another eco for NiP at this point. It should be full eco. Like we said, Draken, with enough cash to get the AWP in the first round, they will be slightly limited going forward. As we get into round number 3, maybe it's a B-stack coming in. That's exactly what Navi did in the first half. They have 3 AKs and 2 UMPs, very well equipped, and it will be a little B-stack. All 5 players going towards B, hoping for the best. It's a bit desperate. You're just hoping a full rush comes in. It would be clumsy of a Navi just to bring that in at this point. They've got actually a little airstrike mentality here. You can see 3 players towards barrels, hoping that rush comes in, and they throw 3 HGs. They know C's on the left-hand side. This could actually work out. Let's go. Throw the nades.
1, 2,
there
gone.
it is.
Freiberg gets it. I think they only threw 2. Did they throw 3? I think Guardian...
No, there's 2, you're right.
Yeah.
Still 1 left over.
Get right still has it. So they knew they had him. They knew they had him dead to rights.
2 perfect grenades there, both doing over 50 damage.
I mean, come on.
Yeah,
like,
that's sort of range. Yeah,
that's shooting free throws. As long as Shaq's not on your team, you're going to get 2 for 2 on that one. Flamey does burn Freiberg alive. Guardian will cover off Get Right. Back over to A is immediately after the nade strike does land, and Flamey will take Exist. The last alive is young Draken.
It makes sense, though, right, to go towards A as soon as that happens. If they're sending 2 or 3 players with grenades towards the B side of the map, you can assume it's a stack coming in there. As soon as they can turn that kill, C, okay, guys, just get towards A. You probably have the man advantage at that point. Not a single kill found on top of the nade kill on C. So Draken now, UMP, his objective now, not to save that weapon, just try and find 1 kill. If he gets 1 kill, that boosts his chances next round significantly. He's going to get AWP and maybe head armor as well. A few grenades to go with his setup, so he's not trying to save this weapon at all. Flamey coming towards his crosshair. 1 kill, we said would be great. Gets it. $600 in the bank there for the new boy.
Draken tries to go for the drive-by. Knows that Guardian's going to drop down. Read him again at the stairwell. Very nearly got the kill he was looking for. Would have been an AK picked up, but
he can get AWP and head armor now.
Exactly. The first kill, excuse me, is all that matters.
Exactly.
A bonus it would have been to get it on a Guardian because he would have been able to pick up something along the lines of a smoke or any additional nades for that matter, perhaps even a defuse kit, but now it's just the head armor.
Yeah, so that means he has no idea how many SMGs are remaining there for Navi. It means he's a bit more protected, can go a little bit more aggressive. We'll see what he decides to do. It's the first gun round, number 4, of course. Guardian going towards middle. Forrest will be challenging, just pushing through the smoke with a flashbang here. Doesn't fully commit. Draken will be backing him up. Now he does. Towards that fountain area. He actually snuck past slightly. Backed up by Draken from playground position.
Yeah, Forrest doesn't even need to watch that. He's trying to wait for flashes to come through. Nade was drawn out. Guardian gets taken down. That baits Draken back into it. He covers off reverse. They bait and switch because he's now watching the stairs. Forrest will wait to look at the park, and he's actually going to push all the way through with the AK. This pushes them back so far, but they've got to be careful not to lose ground elsewhere, specifically top middle. Watch, because Seized has made his way out. Good read from Draken. Yeah. He gets behind them. It's party over.
Certainly is. Draken hitting 2 great shots there. Great assertiveness in Forrest as well. He also finds 2 frags and brings us to a 4 versus 1. If there was a man to win it, though, it would be Simple, and that's an amazing first shot to kick off his campaign in this clutch. There we go, taking down Get Right. Still has a minute to play with, and the bomb as well. He definitely has a chance. If he goes towards B and gets a plant in, no one else is there, map. He has no idea, of course, but he could get an easy plant and potentially have quite a possible situation here. Just working out that no one's here. I'll say in the next 5 seconds he'll go for that plant as soon as he spots this angle. Right, no one's here. Let's do it. Or does he go to push?
I think he's going to push all the way.
He's trying to bait out, so that flash suggests, okay, guys, I'm here. Come find me. And he's holding the aggressive line here, but time ticking away. And this is the point. He probably should have planted when he had the chance at that stage, but now exists in a perfect position to shut him down. This pretty much suggests the round is over.
Oh, does he check it? Does he check it? Certainly does.
What the hell?
Down goes Exist. Simple's always going to do something uncharacteristic. It's usually clever, but often a risk. Nice nade, better shot. I thought the nade got it. Draken got it on the op either way, so they'll pull it back, but Simple definitely made things interesting.
He definitely did. He finds 2 kills and gets the plant down as well. He makes the money possible, certainly, for Navi going forward after winning 3 in a row. The extra $800, the 2 kills he finds, very beneficial. And if they didn't have the HE there, he might have won that round as well. So he found something out of nothing, and it brings the scoreline to 11-8. That's the first round NiP have posted in this half. They save the AWP and AK for Forrest as well. He can drop over an M4. They should have a decent buy on either side here. Guardian's still on the AWP. He's got 20 kills now. As we get into round number 5. A very good spawn for Draken. Like we said, normally on this map, Overpass can go wherever they like. Long, middle, B. With that kind of spawn, you can even push towards short if you really want to. Most Overpass will position themselves towards Monster.
Edward gets toward the park quite quickly at 11-8. And NiP trying to get back into it. They do have the op-out. Draken, he'll be the one, of course, wielding it. That's why he's here. But boosted he is.
Yeah, we saw that boost from Na'Vi before. It's the idea to get 1 kill with the AWP. He was guaranteed to get it. It is a pre-fire, but he should have the drop on NET coming around that corner. But no one there at all. They're actually setting up for maybe an A-sided attack at this point. 1 player on connector, 4 towards that playground position as well. So, with the AWP of Guardian, this is more classic Na'Vi playstyle. Very slow and methodical, just dissecting the map area by area. And ultimate goal, get Guardian towards long, flash him over, see if he can get a pick. Not actually going there at all. Actually sticking towards middle, not sending anyone towards long. So maybe go through bathrooms and then find this boost. We've seen this boost before, Matt.
We have.
Does this remind you of anything?
Yeah, it does. I'm starting to believe it might work.
Katowice, 2016.
That man did it against
Luminosity.
Fallen, yep. Now SK.
Yeah.
To be specific as to who we mean, but yeah. Did I? Okay, I thought I saw something when we swapped over that I'd not seen before. When we first swapped to C's, I think it was just a texture. It looked like the blinking of the bomb under the bench, and I was like, is he? But then I realized what was going on. It's fine. It's all fine. Smokes will go back toward the bank stairwell. Get right stays close enough that he can swing with the UMP, but he does have to include the fact that they're likely going to come from long. Guardian, first to arrive, nearly a chance for Forrest to get 2, but Guardian finds that shot as well. Exists that will try and push back into the smoke to take back ground. That's been lost. Good position to get in as he finds C's low HP on Guardian. A chance for him as well, but it's 1 versus 3. They know where he is. And Guardian post sits and waits. Yeah. How are we looking now, Henry?
Yeah, it's not looking too good for an NiP, I have to say. It's 12-8. They have to take a full eco here. Another pause comes in as well. Guardian just obliterates them there. The entry kills the AWP. Doesn't miss a single shot on that round. Finds 3 kills in total and shuts it down. That's a harsh reset for NiP after winning round number 4. They drop 5 and only have $1,400 into round number 6. So you can see on the scoreboard right now, there's only about 2K average per player of NiP. This could be a double eco. They only get 19 to the next round. It will be a bye, but it won't be a very good one. If they buy into the next one and they have to eco after that, that could be the end of the game. That's why they take the tactical pause at this point, is work out what's the best idea. Do we go all in, 5-7s, maybe a couple of shotguns, and try and make this run a possibility, or to allow Na'Vi to get to 13-8 and still have a rough buy going forward? That's why they'll take the pause and discuss their options. Guardian, what a game he's having. If it is in your fantasy team, Matt, you've got a lot of points coming in from this game. 23 kills, 11 deaths. Forrest having a decent game, to be fair, for NiP as well. 17 for him. Get right still. I don't think he's posted a frag this half yet. He was on 7 at the end of half.
Yeah, I think that's true. I mean, he was slow. His lurks were a little bit off to me. Like you were saying, you wanted them to join the firefights. It's not much better in this half. So that's to get something rolling.
After 5 rounds, not posting a single frag. That's a little bit worrying.
He's been one of the troublesome tales on NiP as of late. Everyone kind of pointed the finger at Freiburg in their previous slump.
He's got 15 kills, man.
Yeah, he's fine. And this is, to be fair, this is a very good map for him. But he's fine. It's Get Right that's been ever since. I mean, you think of the Vegas Squadron game, and then it's just been all downhill.
Yeah, he was non-existent in that one, right? I remember watching that. It was difficult to watch. Everyone was loving it. At the time, everyone was like loving it when it was going on, thinking, "Oh wow, Vegas Squadron actually beat them." And then the reality sunk in. The NiP won't be at the next major. How like the tone changed all of a sudden. It's like, wow, these guys are like the poster boys of CS:GO for the last 5 years, and now they're not coming to a major. It was actually quite a blow to everyone at the event. That was kind of nuts.
Yep. No, I mean, that's
we said at that event as well. I think that was the first time I said something's got to change in this team at this point. Not making the major, you feel like a change is coming, and certainly has. Pitt's been removed, now Draken, but we'll see whether that's going to work out for them. We go into round number 6. Is this a full investment? It's not fully. They've taken themselves on about $500. So they're trying to see what they can do there with the Deagles, CZs, PD50s. So far, not so good. Draken goes down first. Alone towards long. It's interesting he's alone. Normally in these kind of things, you want to be having crossfires of PD50s and Deagles. One gets the attention, the other one pops out, gets the headshots coming in. That's pretty lackluster from Draken, I have to say. He's being there by himself, but that's much better from Get Right. He gets a kill on Edward from bathrooms with the CZ. Decent range as well to... That's what I'm talking about. You can see existing damage as well. They're kind of tag teaming. He's from Connector. Get right in bathrooms. They find a kill. That's how you should be approaching these situations.
Simple. Trying to wait for the angle to present itself as forced. Does peek. And C's has to go hunting instead. Pistols, pistols, pistols.
They're a lot of fun.
or an absolute nightmare.
Oh, Get Right should get another kill out. Apparently not. Flamey blows him out of the water. 3-on-3, but exists in a decent position here. He has to be the difference maker here. He's coming in with a deagle, but he's been spotted by Simple. Great awareness to take him down. That should be the round concluded at this point. Certainly is. Another great shot by Guardian. Hits his 25th frag. 2 in the round for him, and it's going to be 13-8, and not a bye possible here. This is getting bleak now for NiP. Loss bonus after this round will be at 3rd stage, so that's $2,400. But still, they have to take an eco here. Nothing really they can do apart from get some deagles and 5-7s. Actually, just 1 5-7. And maybe aggression towards middles. That's where 4 players are heading.
Exist will get down into the stairwell with Simple ever closer on his approach. Edwards fancied his chances. He's gone deep. Realizing it, Freiberg turns to cover off the catwalk position. Can do nothing of it with the deagle. So it's a plant inside of the smoke for Seized. Simple will watch the flank. The others get ready for the retake coming in from traditional means. Gonna sit back on this one though. CTs, no frag money to give away, and try and pick up guns where they can because they're going to head into a 14-8 deficit. Flash through the window. He was gonna flash himself in, but Seized will go on that from his teammate. Gets a kill from it as well.
Not really much NiP could do with this round. That's the 2 players that are graded. Their pistols going down, Exist and Freiberg. Just the default pistols for NiP now to try and recover the situation. Forrest is trying it. That's a no avail, I'm afraid. This time, Edward takes down 2, and it is to be poor old Draken left in the 5 versus 1. Edward should be fine there. Just about. Goes on the 13 HP from the blast radius. Draken survives, doesn't get anything for it. Doesn't really matter on the CT side. And 14-8. It's last chance saloon now for NiP. They get the AWP out for Draken, but look, his glass cannon mat. He's got exactly enough money just to bring the AWP out and nothing else. He's got $100 left over. So get a decoy if he likes. That's about it. You like the decoy, don't you? You're a fan of that?
My favorite grenade, actually. I think it's the most useful.
Yeah, I agree. Only $50 as well. What a bargain.
My favorite decoy, though, is when you send your friend in first.
Okay.
At the bar.
Right.
And then you have to rescue him, and it's a wingman. That's the decoy I like. Get Right's got the first one onto Edward. You'd never do that. You're not a good enough friend. Freiberg finds 2 in response.
You don't drink.
Seized. That's true. I'm on the waters. Gets a shot back into Freiberg. Leaves us in a 3 versus 2. Still on the op. Ooh, it was already weak, but it's an op. Draken's got a better angle at the window. And it's all on to Seized. This may not go to map point just yet. 1 versus 3 spotted. No time to get the gun set and ready. No time to catch his breath. The breath is sucked from him.
Indeed, and they pick up a double AWP setup as well here. NiP, we do say normally that Exist and Freiberg are a very good attack team combo towards that B side. It's probably one of their strongest assets on this map. And Na'Vi, they know the money was going to be poor for NiP at that point. Probably don't have the incendiaries or enough utility to work for to hold off a full execution. That they try it, but they get denied. And now we might have a game on our hands. 14-9. Double AWP setup as well. Forrest, certainly no stranger to that weapon, will be going towards middle, picking towards the fountain area, but doesn't land a shot. Spots one, and this is even more aggressive from Draken. Oh, that's a shot you've got to be hitting, I'm afraid. Gifted that on a plate and just shoots over Flamey's shoulder. He probably can't believe his luck. He said, wow, I'm still alive after that interaction. That's kind of impressive. And Forrest, oh dear, this is not looking too good for the AWP so far. They've missed 3 shots, but not giving anything away, so I guess it's fine.
Get Right will start to probe. Good position to be in, but unlike in the last half, he doesn't have someone to back him up on any WP.
Oh, this is looking good.
He's only got, actually, I should say last half it was Drakey just a minute ago, but Get Right has them in front of him, dead to rights, takes 2, set and ready, watching though, because he's got a nade out, wrong time for it. Flamey is able to get a little bit of ground back. Something to walk on, something to get forward with as Forrest falls back in this side accordingly, knowing that Long is given up as well as the front of bathrooms.
4-on-3. We still have all of the utility remaining for these 3 Na'Vi players though, so an execution is still possible. Against the double AWP setup, that could be problematic. Simple, throwing caution to the wind here. Throws flash over, tries to bait out an AWP shot, and he is scary with the AWP as well. Very aggressive, very flashy. We'll see whether he can start landing some shots. Draken, though, should be getting this all day long. Takes down Seas and pretty much confirms the round at this point. With 25 seconds remaining and smoke still available, that locks him out of the A side. Simple, this is what I'm talking about. Flash through, see what he can do. Look at the Draken here. Oh, that's the shot. Doesn't get up.
Again to go through the wall, that was the shot. Draken does get him through the wall. So that works wonders. It's on to Flamey. Blinded, nails 1. Smoke down, chance to enter through, but 8 seconds. Round is done. It's all about damage. Oh, is the round? It's done now. certainly
and
is.
it's two
Couldn't
bullets
get
as
the
well.
plan. I think they would have rushed him to deny that anyway.
Yeah, certainly. But there it is. NiP get 2 in a row. That double up setup just about working out for them. It was a bit dicey at the start of the round. Missing some sitters there, especially Draken, who did a very good job to get towards a short tunnel at that point. But shot over Flamey's shoulder, they still win the round, so it's absolutely fine. They lost a few players in the process, but in terms of the buy for Na'Vi, it's still available. They'll take a tactical pause at this point. The game getting a little bit scary for them. Can't quite find match point as of yet. Let's have a look at the money for them. So Flamey, Guardian, and Simple, all around the 7K mark. Edward with 4.4. Seized with just under 5 as well. So they've certainly got a full buy going forward. Guardian can get that AWP out. What car is that, Matt? Quick.
That is a Dodge Ram.
There we go. I'll give you 2 points for that.
It's not a car either.
What car is talking about this one, actually?
It's a Pinto.
That was a trick question, so...
It's a Pinto.
There we go.
Which country are we in, Rush?
There we go.
Which, go back to the driver's seat, Rush.
Oh, yeah. Was he on the wrong side?
Well, he was for a moment. That's the right side. I don't know my lorries. I don't even know if that was a Pinto. I made that up.
Yeah, I know.
It looked like it could have been
just
a very,
humouring you.
very basic
Anyway,
anything.
14-10, and it's
Classic
round
80s hatchback. It
Yep.
certainly
So
wasn't a
this.
Mark 1 Golf or a
Yep.
Rabbit.
Yep.
Let me look up the Pinto.
Okay. Here we go. Single orb setup for Guardian, and the same sort for Draken as well. Forest Pits is down, and Draken wants
Definitely
to
not a
continue
Pinto.
the aggression towards middle, still going with that. And we got to see whether this aggression works out for Draken. He's actually in the same sort of setup, but doesn't have the same aggressiveness as we saw before. It's going to be this boost from the slide, allows you to see over towards middle. And will Edward get anything from this? Doesn't look like it'll be actually drop down. Bomb still in T-spawn. Draken getting a ton of information here. Oh, he misses out on the timing so narrowly there. Still wants a piece of the action though as he flashes over.
Do you know the cool thing about Pintos?
Not really.
Oh, Edward pushing. Gets one. When they were rear-ended because of the fuel tank placement, they would explode.
Well, that's a nice thought.
Yeah, 1977, they would do a recall.
I thought you said Punto. I didn't know it was Pinto. Okay.
Pinto, yeah, like the horse.
Right.
Or I think it's a horse, I think. He said, unsurely, as you guys went to Google. Good shot from Guardian. We'll get Forrest down. Simple waits. Door opened in. This is the one to do it. Simple makes no mistake to make sure he puts him down. Nearly costs himself the first shots, but not knowing that Freiburg is up close. NiP,
Holding on.
just barely, skin of their teeth. They've got a man down, but a man back to make it 3-2. And Get Right pushing might be able to trick them off in this. The key in all of it is seized, but he's making a lot of noise. Get Right should now easily have 3 in front of him. Swing in, immediate flank, rotation back from B, pincer them in the sight. Get Right's already spotted Flamey. Knows he's gone toward long bomb, denied 8 seconds. Get Right may have done it right there alone. They're gonna try and take the bomb in the truck instead. But it's backstairs, Get Right finds one. Bomb gets planted, but round's over. No chance for Flamey, excuse me, to get the gun back out. So NiP will make it 11 rounds, and I think the money, it might be gone.
Well, the bomb down and thirds is lost. I think there's probably one more buy there. I don't think it's required though. They still have the better rounds, right? They can't quite find number 15 here. It's Get Right to saves him this time. He said he had a quiet game so far, but all could be forgiven from that round alone. He gets them out of disarray. The flank comes in from Bathrooms, denies the plan. Only 8 seconds required as well. So chaos ensues, and they're able to pick it up in the 2 versus 1 with Flamey just having no option but to plant there. So 14-11. I did say a buy probably just about available here. That's certainly the case, just about. Flamey will be buying the AK-47 along with Simple as well. There's 2 Tech 9s there. These rounds are always possible. Some giggling there. Not sure where that's coming from, but apologies.
It's some pansy they let in here. Wish you'd just man up about it. Just quit being such a pansy. You get it, Henry?
I get it. It's good.
All right, thanks.
Top draw stuff there.
I do write my my own material. In
Do
case
you? I
anyone's
wouldn't
wondering.
have guessed. No.
Yeah, it's a red trade these days, but you know, I think I'm doing all right.
Stay true to your craft.
Stay true to the gap in the smoke. Just thinks about leaving that gap, but stays long enough to make one work. Gets saved by Freiburg as well as he gets the M4 back in position, swinging in for the boards. Takes 2. And on take 2, he'll back away. Grab a gun on the way by. No reload for him. Simple gets 1 back on Get Right. You said there's one last buy in it. Navi's getting a little bit impatient with this game.
Yeah, just trying to shove it all in towards the B side of the map, though. And as we said, Exist and Freiburg actually probably, in terms of the whole map pool, is probably their strongest part of this. Strongest bombs, I would say. They've always been very good at utilizing the grenades properly and saving them till the final executions, having great crossfires. And this is another testament to that. Freiburg gets 2, Exist with 1, shuts down the round. And this is going to be Seeds and Simple now left in the 4 versus 2. 35 seconds remaining. See Simple trying to find a frag here. It's a good shot from him. But Freiburg, there it is. Pushes a whip, comes in for the refrag and gets 4 in total. Very good round there from Freiburg. And he actually extends his total now. He's top fragging, mate. He's got 24 kills. Whenever we speak to him, whenever times are bleak, he always says, I'm stepping up now, I'm going to put more hours than ever in. And it seems to be paying off tonight. 14-12, and looks like NiP still can win this one. No bomb planted in that round, but it is 4th stage loss managed. So another buy comes for Na'Vi. It's going to be seized down to just a UMP. And Guardian, he's on the orb, but a nice bunny hop here from Draken. He actually gets a lot of speed towards middle. Could beat the T's to the punch here, but one player does get across and he'll have to fall back.
And Guardian's going to wait, but not find anything. Go along instead. Have Edward waiting for a push. Very passive from NiP. Haven't needed to do much in terms of creativity to catch Na'Vi kind of sitting and rushing into them at points in the last few rounds. Forest and Bathrooms has to be careful as well because they're getting in behind him. Good first shot on Flamey. Backs up, considers more. Perhaps shouldn't have. As Simple will trade him out, and now they've got time to work with a trade.
Well, the trade for now does favor Na'Vi. It means the CTs are spread thinly across the map. They can't be as aggressive anymore. The 1-for-1 trade seemed okay for Forest, but there's still plenty of time remaining, and this is where Na'Vi thrive. Bombs are down towards middle. They're seeing if there's a reaction coming out. You can see one player watching towards the B side of the map that's seized, to seeing if anyone pushes towards short or monster, just trying to get some part of the map back in their favor. Not coming in just yet. Exist and Freiburg holding strong towards B. Draken with the AWP. He's confident he can find this next frag. As he edges a little bit closer. Time ticking away now for Na'Vi. Need to be very careful here.
Shot in from seized. Freiburg goes down. Flash rendered useless. Guardian takes Draken. And now that trade favors the offense. You can see why, because even though they're still getting relatively even kills, get right. Oh no, does manage one inside of his own mistake, but Edward gets him back immediately after. That is so unfortunate in that situation. It's 1 versus 2 though. Exist can't hit the shot right away, can't capitalize.
It was actually a good idea from him. Exist, let's see what he can do here. I'll explain why as we finish this one up, and he's going to be taken down. So the incendiary, as we hit like the 10-second mark, he wanted to throw the incendiary on top of the bomb side there, deny the plant coming in, and that could have actually won them the round. Unfortunately, he fumbles it, and it couldn't have been at a worse time. The money and the rounds have been very tight indeed, and it's match point for Na'Vi. And if he gets more than 1 kill then, denies that plant, they win the round. He throws the grenade on his feet, the incendiary, I should say. He gets 1 kill, but he's almost certainly dead at that point. And here it is, the last chance for NiP. Famous, 2 UMPs, 2 pistols. Someone has to go absolutely wild here. I'm not sure who it's going to be. There isn't the weaponry to really work with here.
Draken. Deagle. Getting closer. As Edward tries to track him down, unfortunately can't do much, but does wound his wing. That'll allow them to follow the scent of blood, and it leads them right back into the bathrooms where Flamey's going to get the kill. Make it that much closer to this map going the way of Na'Vi.
Absolutely simple, just finding picks all over the place. Finally taken down there by Forest, but it's a 4-on-3 and they will capitalize towards long at this point. No one on the A side whatsoever. This is a bit of a nightmare now. Freiburg desperately trying to rotate over and beat them to the punch, but what's he got left? He's got a 5-7, no nades, and armor to defend 4 very angry terrorists. They make their way towards the A side, emphatically, yeah.
Downed by Flamey.
Should be up.
That should certainly be it. So, Henry, even though I've lost my Starix, your NiP is still no threat. Because the tactical mastermind may be gone, but they're still winning.
They are still winning. You're absolutely right. But Forest, he can do everything he can here. Position given away and smoked out. It's going to be an absolute miracle. He pulls this one off. Let's see what he can do. AK-47 in hand, has 2 kills so far. It's going to be the ace to win the round. Not meant to be. Na'Vi do pick up map 1 here, which is Overpass. Quite a convincing victory towards the end. It felt like it was always going in their favor, but to be fair to NiP, they gave us a decent performance towards the end. There's some great rounds, some great flanks coming in to keep the dream alive. It just wasn't enough there. I think that misthrown Molotov will come back and Hawk get right.
Yeah, could you say he was crispy in that one?
Yeah, I see what he did there. He's called Chris, for anyone who's not aware.
Yeah,
Yep,
there you go. That's his name. That's his name, Jason. Over to you, my friend on the desk.
Beautiful banter, as always.
Friend to some.
Classic.
Friend to some.
Yeah, a nice win from Na'Vi, 6-12 is the ending scoreline of that one. So NiP, their winning streak has ended. I believe it ended at 6. They won 6 in a row since Draken came. That brought them up in the standings. This is going to set them back a little bit. Still not out of it. Still haven't dropped too far, just with 1 loss. Yeah. But I mean, overall, Overpass. I mean, outside of that late comeback, they had a little bit of a mini comeback to get to 12. It didn't really look that good, I thought.
Their first official on it.
Yeah, it's the first time we've seen them with Draken on this map. So their T-side was quite nice. We saw the Astralis-style hit towards B a couple of times.
Yes, Japri had some kind words about that, didn't he?
He was very impressed that other teams are running it.
Yeah. People are allowed to use the executes.
Exactly, and he's aware of how he feels he can counter it, so it's fine.
Maybe they should give credit after the round's
Every time they write it out,
Thanks, Astralis.
Well, maybe they call it the Astralis tactic.
Maybe they do.
Yeah.
We called the NiP, when we employed the jump smokes on cobble, we called the NiP smokes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
But no, it was quite cool seeing that they clearly got an idea on their T side. CT side for me, I felt it was a little underwhelming purely because they never seemed to have money. They lost the pistol, won the gun, well, won the 4th round, lost the following, so they never had enough money really to get into it. And by that point, once they finally got the money in, I think they strung those 4 rounds together, but they were so close to losing the game, Na'Vi just had to grind out a couple of rounds. Obviously that molly coming in from Get Right certainly not going to help out either.
Yeah, I mean, Chado, did you notice any of that? We saw actually the Na'Vi run again on their CT side, that same tactic that you highlighted in the pregame segment. Obviously came in and did a lot of homework. Did you see anything else that made you feel like there was an assertive CT side at a Na'Vi?
That in itself, it didn't play out the same way as we showed before because the NiP guys didn't push through the smoke. I think they actually got punished for it. Edward pushed and Draken was waiting with him with the ult. But that's the kind of stuff you want to see. And I'm happy with the way this Na'Vi team is looking. Something that I think is really important is the fact that Guardian, yesterday, like he wasn't towards the top of the stats, but he was hitting some of those sick AWP shots again. And today with the AWP again, he was having a fantastic game, 28 frags or so. So
what is this return to form at a Guardian? Like what is this define? Like is this something that could be happening within this team? Is this something that just individually maybe he just is feeling a little bit extra motivated, feeling good at the moment?
People have ebbs and flows in life, Jason. You know, and maybe this is one of them where he's just decided I'm going to put in a bit more effort.
I like that. Poetic.
No, like I don't know. It's weird. You can't really quantify why a player sometimes plays.
Right.
I tried to like preface it earlier when we were talking about they might not come to you or whatever. But when you're like an AWPer who spearheads the attack on the terrorist side, it's kind of up to you to hit those shots. So that comes down to maybe just personally he's not feeling it. Sometimes you have those games, right, where you're playing and everything just feels like the timing is off. And I feel like for the whole game, it's very difficult to get into that. But I don't know. I think like the way that it looks like he's over his injury at the moment anyway.
Yeah.
And let's remember, previous to him having that huge, the long run of Guardian form, he said, I want to sit there and review how I AWP. I want to find my own style to it, and obviously he did. In whatever manner he approached it, it worked very well for him for a long time.
Right.
Obviously the injury came in, he was having a bit of a downtime in form anyway. Maybe he's just starting to get back to how he wants to now approach AWPing, how he's going to try and fit in with this roster, and maybe just gets a bit more motivated off the back of it.
Yeah, well, I mean, whatever he's done, he's looking phenomenal lately. Guardian has been a beast. Good to see him returning to form. We'll see if he can continue that in map 2, and we'll be right back, so stay tuned.